Hi my loves, hi my boos. How you guys doing? Welcome back to my channel. Today is a very, will I say, gloomy, just chill day, to be honest. And I don't even know I have a full face of makeup, but you know what, I was just in the mood. I woke up and I was in the mood, and I woke up pretty early today because for some reason my son always wants to sleep in the room with me, and he wakes up very early. So he'll just wake up and be like, good morning mommy, and I'm just like, so I have no choice. So I just wake up early these days. So I've been up since morning and it has been raining. Like the weather is just made for sleeping. And to be honest, that's what I was doing since I woke up. Like I woke up around 8 at first. Then I slept, woke up by 10, slept again, woke up by 12. And it just got to a point where I was like, do you know what? Do you know what? Let me actually just be useful with my life. This video, like the title says, is going to be struggles of motherhood. I feel like most people talk about just the joys of motherhood, or they show like, they make it look easy, they make it look like, you know, it's just so beautiful, so perfect, so oh my god, I can't help I can't help but be the best mom, you know, make people, including myself, to be honest, because I've gotten a lot of comments from people saying you don't even look like you have kids, or you don't act like you have kids, like the way you live your life, you travel, you do this, you do that, like you don't have kids and all of that. And for the longest time I've been wanting to film this video, like, but I've just been pushing it and pushing it, and I just feel like today is the perfect day to film this video. We just feel like our mothers didn't really talk about it, so I think it's something that has been like that, like way even before our time, right? Like mothers made it feel like, well, mothers in those days, I'm not talking about myself in particular, I'm just talking about generally, our mothers of those days, they made it feel like, you know, finish school, get married, be a mother, like as if a spirit of motherhood just come over you and you just automatically know what you're doing, right? And their mothers did the same thing for them as well. So it wasn't something people really talked about, whether the process of getting pregnant, being pregnant for 9 months, giving birth on your 10th month, right? Having the baby, just the whole process. We shy away from talking about the struggles people face. We just make it look as if it's just meant to be easy, or are you the first person to do it, or this is how you should be and you shouldn't be talking about the struggles. But the reality is that I don't think I can even finish talking about the struggles of motherhood. And I feel like the struggles of motherhood is kind of relative to who is in question. It's not, it might not be the same story for me, that's the same story for someone else. Everybody has their different struggles, but the head and tail of the story is that motherhood has its struggles. No matter how we try to say it, motherhood has its struggles. And like I said, I don't want this video to be particular to just me, but I'll just try and mix up different stories I've heard here and there, people I've seen happen to my story as well, and just put it together, giving you guys examples of what people face being mothers, right? Or being a mother. So let's just get right into it. So first things first, before we even get into being a mother or motherhood, let's talk about the process of getting pregnant. And to be honest, let me not focus on just you getting married then being pregnant. You can even be pregnant out of rape. You can be pregnant out of wedlock. You can be pregnant through so many ways, right? So it's not even a case of, oh, you get married. So because this video is not about marriage, let's not talk about marriage. Let's just talk about the process of being pregnant. Being pregnant, I'll try and talk about it two ways. Like I said, maybe getting pregnant out of wedlock and getting pregnant while you're married. Being pregnant in marriage, for example, we were taught that when you get married, you get pregnant. It's just meant to happen that way. But we forget sometimes that people have difficulties getting pregnant. And it's not because they're barren. It's not because they have issues or anything. It's just that your body did not catch it, you know. That is one problem. Because see people, they're married and they're actually trying, like actively trying, and they get pregnant after 5 years, after 6 years. You see those that get married in a week or 2 weeks time, they're pregnant. You see those that get married, it takes them, I don't know, like everybody has their threshold. Everybody has when it works for them, right? But we have to understand that sometimes people just don't get pregnant just like this. It just does not happen. And it's not because person has a problem. Yes, there are some cases where you have a problem. I've heard cases of maybe your womb cannot carry a child, or some people carry kids and they have miscarriages. That is an entirely different topic altogether. You have miscarriages. Some people get pregnant and have like complicated pregnancies. There's so many things surrounding getting pregnant, and don't let anybody tell you for 1 second that getting pregnant is easy. It is not easy. It might seem like it's easy for some people, but to be honest, it's just really the grace of God. Like, it is really the grace of God to be able to get pregnant, carry that baby to full term, and be able to give birth to the baby with nothing wrong with the baby. It is a miracle in itself. It is not simple. It is not straightforward. It's not, oh, pia, 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 you get pregnant. No, there's so many stories of people that get pregnant, they lose the baby halfway, get pregnant, still birth, get pregnant, give birth to the child that has issues, get pregnant, have complicated pregnancies, like they're always in the hospital every day of the week, to be honest. Get pregnant, they're throwing up, they're sick, they can't put anything down, they have high BP, like, bruh. Pregnancy in itself, getting pregnant and being pregnant is a struggle in itself. And if you're able to do it and you give birth to the child, I promise you it is a miracle. Like, it is a miracle. It's not something, it's not by your power, it's not by your mind, to be honest, right? So that is that. And then we have those that get pregnant maybe when they're not ready to get pregnant. So this can be in a case of maybe you have a boyfriend or something, or you're not ready to get pregnant. Maybe you're working on your career or something, and all of a sudden you get pregnant. Or you have a situation where you're being raped, like they raped you and you got pregnant and you decided to keep the baby. You don't want to give the baby, you don't want to abort the baby, sorry. That in itself is a different struggle, because it's one thing where maybe you're married, or maybe you've told yourself, do you know what, I want to get pregnant. You go out there, look for ways to get pregnant if you're having issues, do the IVF and all of that, surrogacy, whatever it is, but at least you're prepared, like you prepared yourself. This is what I want to do to be pregnant. When it happens all of a sudden and you're not prepared, that is a struggle in itself, because now you're telling yourself, should I keep this baby? Should I not keep the baby? Am I being wicked for aborting the baby? Am I evil? Am I murdering this baby? Am I really ready to be a mother? Can I be the best mother? The person that got me pregnant, is the person worth being the father to the baby? So all of that can mess with your head already. Like, before you even before you even decide to start the pregnancy, like, your head is already, you're already doubting everything. Do you understand? And these are things that can even lead to postpartum depression. I'm not saying that if you're married you can still have it, you can still get that, and that is another point I'm going to talk about later on. But generally, this number one point is just being pregnant, like the first step to being pregnant, and actually being pregnant and carrying that baby for 9 months. We had this thing of, I just found out when I was pregnant as well too, that you actually carry your baby for 9 months and you give birth on the 10th month. I always had this thing that you give birth on the 9th month, but really you're giving birth on the 10th month. So basically you're carrying that child for 10 months, almost a year. You're carrying a human being in your body. That in itself is a struggle, trust me. So you're worried about your body changing. You're worried about you not being the same person you used to be. Things like, you just wake up one day. I don't know if it happens the same way for everyone, but I think for me, I just woke up one day and said to myself, wow, your life has changed forever. Like, your life has changed forever. It can never go back to being the same. Like, you're an entirely different human being. No matter how much you try to fight it, you're no longer the person you used to be before, because now you have a whole new human being that you're responsible for. You have a whole new life you brought into this world that did not ask to be brought into this world, but you decided to bring this child into this world. So there is no way you ever be the same. Like, it's just what it is. And trust me, that is a struggle that people don't talk about. It can mess with your head. It can really cause depression in some cases, to be honest, because you think it's normal. I'll be fine. We'll all be fine, last. But I promise you, it can mess with your head sometimes, where you're like, wow, I really cannot get my life back ever again. So that's why when I see people rushing to be like, to marry and to give birth, or make it look as if I don't do it when you see people in 21, 22, 20 thinking of marriage and thinking of getting pregnant and having their kids. And I'm like, I mean, it's cool, no doubt, I'm not judging, it's cool. But I'm just like, if you can enjoy your life, enjoy it. If you can, enjoy it. Later on in life, you can get pregnant, no doubt. But there's a good side to it. Maybe, yes, they said when you give birth early, you grow up with your kids, no doubt. But I'm just saying, just get ready for that struggle, because there will be struggles attached to that. The younger you are, the worse, to be honest. That's what I feel like. But maybe when you're older, you kind of know yourself, you've kind of lived life, you've done your research, you've seen people around you go through that. So you kind of have an idea of what to expect. Not like you know fully, but you have an idea of what to expect, right? So that is my number one point. Pregnancy, being pregnant, carrying the baby before you give birth to the baby. My number 2 point, the baby is now here. The baby is now here. Let me tell you what happens most of the time. Like I said, I'm not talking for everybody, just talking for some people. And I'm talking for myself. To be honest, if you agree with me, if you're a mother, you agree with me, in the comment section, please just talk about it. Let everyone know. Once the baby comes, you just hate everything. Everything just annoys you. Because when you're pregnant, it's cute. When your tummy is out and there's actually like a human being inside, it's cute to look in the mirror. Some people hate it even when they're pregnant because it messes up their body, their skin, everything changes. But I'm just saying, if you're one of those that they're actually even still pretty when you're pregnant, your body is still looking nice, you're doing half top, taking pictures, baby bump is so cute, When baby comes, people forget this nonsense. There's this thing that that never sat well with me. Snap back body, snap back. People will give birth in a week's time. They're taking pictures and posting snap back body. What kind of nonsense is that? Do you understand what you just went through? You actually brought out a human being from your body, and you're worried about snap. Where are you snapping back to? Where are you snapping back to? The reality that people don't talk about is that when you're done giving birth, chances are a week after you still look pregnant. A week after, you will still look pregnant. Even a few weeks after, you will still look pregnant. I promise you. Some people have like the situation where their tummy really, really dark, stretch marks, obviously. You add weight, you just look different from what you used to be. That like is just the reality. People don't talk about this. They're so quick to say, oh my God, see how skinny you are now. You've lost weight. Some people might even still be skinny, but let them raise up their top. Tell them to remove their clothes. Let us see their tummy wall. Do you understand? Some people have pouches. And these things are normal. But no matter how much you try to tell yourself that it is normal, it doesn't change the fact that you're going to struggle with it. Like, because it's not what you're used to. It's not what your body was like before. Especially for someone that maybe used to have like a flat tummy, you didn't have stretch marks, nothing, all of a sudden, your body just changes. You have this mom pouch, you have a black tummy, you have stretch marks, all those black stretch marks, your skin changes color, you break out, all of that. It is enough for you to be depressed. Like, it might sound superficial, but it is enough for you to be depressed. And this thing now trickles down to your partner. Let me talk more about marriage, because you have situations whereby it feels like your partner does not understand. And to be honest, your partner can never understand. No matter how much they try to make you feel like you're so beautiful, it's okay for you to actually cry. Look at yourself in the mirror and cry and tell yourself, you know what, I'm ugly. It's fine. And even if they're comforting you, oh my God, baby, you still look beautiful. Nothing has changed. It's a lie. That's what they're meant to do. But it's okay for you to struggle with it. It's okay for you to tell yourself, do you know what, I don't look pretty. But all I can tell you is just look at the child you gave birth to and just thank God, because not everybody can do that. And that in itself is a miracle. But let's not shy away from the fact that it is a struggle for the changes you're going to face. You hating everybody. And most women, like I said, they go through depression where they even see their kids and they have thoughts of killing their kids. It happens. That is just the honest truth. And just in case you have never been pregnant and you get pregnant and this happens to you, just know that it is normal. In this case, obviously, seek help. Don't be around the child, because it happens where they actually eventually even kill the babies. It's just what it is. Some people are lucky not to go through that, but some people go through that. They go through actual depression. They think of killing their kids. They eventually even kill their kids, and they don't even know what they're doing, because a lot of things are going on in your body. A lot of things are going on with your hormones, and you're just like, what is happening? What is happening in my life? Like, what just happened? I understand, yes, I have a baby, but what exactly is happening? Let's now move this to breastfeeding. Breastfeeding. You will just feel like when the baby comes out, you put the baby to your nipples and that's it, breast will start coming out automatically. People don't talk about this. First of all, there are some people, I don't even know if some people or most people, to be honest, when you give birth, on that day you give birth, breast milk doesn't even come out. So forget this fairy tale story they try to sell you that once you give birth, just can't baby latch onto your breast and milk will just start pouring like River Jordan. Some people, days, they don't have their breast milk flowing and it starts flowing later on. Some people might not even have breast milk flowing. Some people might not even have enough to supply their kids and they end up using just formula because they don't even have enough breast milk to supply their kids. Let me not even now talk about latching on, the baby latching on to your nipples. It is not straightforward. The child does not have sense. The child does not know how to latch on. The baby is a baby. Like, God did not teach the baby how to latch onto your nipples. So you're going to go through that phase of irritation. You're going to You're going to go through that phase of wanting to throw the baby away because the pain you feel sometimes that first time when you're trying to breastfeed your child. Hi, yeah, 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 yeah. You know, you're looking at a big boy, you're just like, woo! If I throw you away now, I promise you, but people don't talk about these things. It can be very painful. Yeah, we have the nipple cream, we have all of that, but it doesn't change the fact that you would go through that phase where it is painful, where it hurts like hell, and you're just like, what is this? And maybe on top of that, you're not even producing enough milk. Obviously, that's when you now start doing things like they'll tell you, eat this food, eat that food, research, your mothers will come, do this one, do that one, no problem. But some people still don't provide enough breast milk. That's just the honest truth. And you see them, they might end up breastfeeding for like 3 months, 2 months, and that's it. I had a situation with my kids where they just stopped breastfeeding. They stopped by them. I didn't stop by myself, they stopped by themselves. Like, especially with Liam. Liam, from the second month or so, he just stopped. He used to just put his mouth on my boobs just to sleep. Once he breastfeeds, he just sleep off. He doesn't properly eat, like he doesn't get full from breast milk. And these things happen. Some people can do exclusive for 5 years. I don't even know how they do it. Some people can do mix exclusive and milk for whatever works for you. I think that's the most important thing. People always say it. A well-fed baby is the best, to be honest. So long as you're feeding your child, don't beat yourself up about, oh, it's not happening this way, this is the way they say it should happen. Like, giving birth to that baby already, it is a struggle. So don't add that extra thing to yourself and make you feel less than. You're not less than. You carry this baby. Even if you didn't carry the baby, to be honest, even if it's surrogacy, even if you didn't get pregnant the normal way, maybe you did IVF, or maybe you didn't push the baby through your vagina, you did CS. The most important thing is that you are responsible for that baby and you're trying to be the best mother that you can be. So don't let anybody make you feel less than, to be honest. So yeah, I feel like that's the second part. When the baby actually comes, we're talking about sleepless nights. We're talking about thinking of, is baby breathing when baby's sleeping, and looking like, are you still breathing? You just feel like you're getting everything wrong, especially first time moms. I feel like when you give birth to the first child, second one is kind of easy. But the first one, you just feel like you're doing everything wrong. Like, are you carrying baby well? If baby throws up, you feel like, you're the responsible mother. Why is my baby throwing up? Why is my baby, or baby will come out with rashes, or come out with so many things. There's so many things that can happen with babies that you might not be familiar with, but you just have to always tell yourself, do you know what? I can do it. It's not going to be easy. There are struggles with it, but I can do it, because for sure, nobody's going to tell you about the struggles. Guess what? They'll come, bring out the baby, take pictures, put it online, do photo shoots. They'll make it look easy. I did it. I still do it. But that doesn't change the fact that I don't have my everyday struggles with these babies, or just having kids in general. I'm talking about just the beginning, when they're still babies. But trust me, as they're growing up, like 1, 2, 3, we have the toddler phase. Ooh, don't get me started on the toddler phase. We have the toddler phase, we have teenagers, there's so many stages, and you just keep on going through that. Like, struggles of motherhood, I don't think it ends, to be honest. I don't think it ends. And like I said, I'm giving this video because I'm a mother. I don't know about fathers. I'm not a father, but I'm talking about being a mother. And to be honest, I don't think you can compare it to anything. Struggles of motherhood and struggles of fatherhood, let's not even get into that topic. We can't compare it, you know. Okay, so let's move on to the next point. Help slash no help. Why I said help slash no help is that people always think that because you have help, you're not going to have your struggles. Ooh, help, struggles. I think the struggles there, I don't say is more, but it can be a bit more frustrating, because when you have no help, you know you're the one doing it, and your biggest issue is the fact that you're the only one doing it, right? Like, it's tiring, you're tired, you can't do this anymore, you need space. When you have help, you just feel like, who sent you? You just feel like they sent those people to you. Like, I don't know who sent you to me. You see yourself constantly fighting the battle where you just never win. Like, helps are just necessary evil. You would never win that battle. You keep on fighting that battle till your kids grow up and they have sense and they don't need help anymore. But while you're still like going through that phase of baby's growing, helps will like they will deal with you. They will really deal with you. And to be honest, I've gotten to a point where I don't blame them anymore. I don't blame them, because it's not their kids. They're just here to assist you. They're here to do as much as they can do, right? They can't do everything for you. So even if they mess up or do things, or they're even to a point where they're actually evil, like beating your kids, pouring hot water on your kids, doing all those things to your kids, breaking your kids' bones and all of that, throwing your kids on the floor. That's a different thing altogether. But I mean, like, if they're being careless about certain things, I feel like it's left for you to just do your job and do it by yourself. Do it yourself. Let them just be there to assist you. When you're dealing with pure evil and pure wickedness, of course, like, please let them leave your house. You don't need that kind of stress. But yes, that's another struggle of motherhood that we don't really talk about. I've talked about so many times on this channel. Nannies, problems I face with nannies, and all of that. Like, it is in itself a struggle. And obviously, when I traveled for this last summer trip, that was like one of the few times I've been alone with the kids, no help, no nothing. And you guys already saw like clips of that. And my constant complaining up and down. I don't know how you guys do it. Those of you that live like abroad and you're just there taking care of your kids, no help, no nothing. Like, let's clap. Let's clap for them, because bruh, I can't even just the few weeks I spent there, I know what I went through. Imagine if I was like there with them alone. You people are trying. Let me clap for you people. You people are really trying, because it's not easy. It is not easy at all. Doing this thing by yourself, or doing this thing while you're thinking about going to work or going back to your normal schedule or your normal routine, it is not easy at all. So basically, there's a huge struggle involved in taking care of the kids, whether you're doing it by yourself or whether you have help. If you like have 5 nannies, if like have 10 nannies, it doesn't change the fact that they're not perfect. They're not perfect. If you like pay them 100,000, pay them 500,000, whatever you want to pay them, they are not perfect. And you still find yourself shouting and complaining and saying, do it this way, do it that way. No, this one. My child doesn't like this. Make sure that it's a normal thing. Like, it's just something we don't talk about, but it is there regardless of the amount of help you have. Number 4 is mom guilt. Don't get me started with mom guilt. Like, mom guilt is real. Mom guilt can be, maybe for example, someone like me that like to travel. Although I've got to a point in my life where I'm like, you know what, I cannot come and kill myself. But some people, I promise you, some people still have that mom guilt. I've heard stories where people get pregnant, they give birth, and they quit their jobs. Like, they just stop working because they cannot bear to leave their kids at home and go back to work. It is real. It happens. It happens. I cannot leave my child. I cannot leave them. I must stay here. Quit, proper legit quit their jobs and stay home. You see situations where they don't travel anymore. Like, you can't, if you're someone that is traveled before, they don't travel anymore. They don't even go out anymore. They have like a time where they come back home because they just feel guilty. Like, why will I be happy? You know, like, it's something you tell yourself. Why will I be happy? Why will I be going out? Why will I be turning up with my friends? Why will I be doing this? Why will I be partying? Why will I be traveling? Even shopping. Why will I be shopping for myself when I have my kids to shop for? Why will I do this? Mom guilt is real. Like, mom guilt is really real, because these things happen maybe the day you decide to now go out, and maybe your nanny or someone will call you from the house and tell you that, oh, your child is sick, or your child threw up, or so, your child is choking, you know, and you're just like, why did I go out? But then again, it doesn't change anything. You can still be at home and your child will choke. You can still be at home and your child will be sick. Like I said, I got to a point where I had to talk to myself about these things. Obviously, I want to be the best mom I can be. I want to be the most responsible mom that I can be. But we have to remember the fact that we were human beings first before we became mothers. Like, we were human beings first. I was a human being, and my life cannot stop because I have a child. But I am not trying to deny the fact that it actually happens for some people where their lives stop. Like, they have nothing else to do but to give their all. When I mean their all, to their children. So these are things people don't talk about. We might look at people that make it look as if, oh, you give birth, aka me, you're still traveling, living your best life. Doesn't mean it's easy. I had to tell myself that. I had to talk myself out of that, to not have that kind of mentality. But some people still have that kind of mentality, and it's just the reality of life. It just happens to people differently, right? They cannot do anything. They cannot travel. They have to travel with their kids. They cannot go out. If they go out, they're timing themselves, or they're looking at the camera, making sure their kids are okay. It affects us differently. So if you're like me, where life still continues, wonderful, of course it's easier. But if you're going through that thing of, oh my god, any small thing, I'm guilty, I feel bad, I can't do this, I can't live this kind of life, I can't spend money on this when I have my children to worry about, I can't do, it's completely and totally normal, and it's just something we don't talk about. But if you find it happening to you, my dear, it's normal. It's okay. You're not weird. You're not out of place. It's normal. And I just want to believe that with time, or when the kids grow, you get to a point where you get your groove back. Yes, you get your groove back, you will love yourself, and you start going out and living your best life. But if it's possible, hopefully, if I can advise you, just try as much as possible and tell yourself, do you know what? you're a human being. I just feel like to be able to be the best mom that you can be, you have to think about yourself first. You have to be selfish. You have to put yourself first. You have to love yourself. You have to wake up in the morning and just feel like, you know what, I'm that bitch. I am that bitch. When your kids feel that energy from you, like they'll be like, this woman knows that she's that bitch, right? They'll respect themselves. They'll have sense and stop stressing you. They'll still stress you, but the stress will not be too much because just know that you don't have their time. I don't have time for this. Don't stress me. Moving to my next point. I just want to believe that even with common sense, we should all know this particular point. But some people still don't know. They still think it's a joke. Like when we're saying, they think we're joking or just calm down. It's not that deep. Kids are expensive. Children are expensive. If you like have only one, if you like have two, if you like have three, it does not change the fact that kids are expensive. Obviously, being expensive is relative to the kind of lifestyle you want to live or the kind of lifestyle you want to give them. I'm not saying like now complain about school fees or complain about clothes, complain about health care, even giving birth to the child, all of that. Yes, you can go to general hospital. It's cheaper for you. You can take them to public school. It's cheaper for you. So like I said, it's relative to your situation. If you're trying to give them a good lifestyle, like take them to the best schools, give them the best, do this, do that, go on summer vacations, right? I don't blame those that want to give birth to only one child or just give birth to two. I don't blame you people. Before we even enter school fees, I don't tell you school fees 2 million, 3 million, 1 million, even 500K a term for one child. You don't come and have 3 or you come and have 4. All of them will go to school now, Abby. Like, before we now enter clothes, enter food. Wait, I'm even going far. I am going far. Food. Children's food, baby food, formula. You buy Cerelac. You now buy all those snacks to eat, all those nice snacks to be eating. You buy. Let's talk about flying. When you're buying tickets for them, at least when they pass 2, when they're under 2, it's like you're just paying for insurance. But when you now start paying for chairs for them on the flight, you're wanting this small human being. So I'm paying for a flight. Like, I'm paying for a whole chair for you as small as you are like this. You now carry all of them and fly and come back with them. Hey, Jesus. Or you're not thinking about saving for their future. Because when I'm even talking about all these 500K, 1 million, maybe you're talking about primary school. We have not entered secondary school. We have not entered university. Hey. I don't even know how to talk about it. But if you know, you know. That's all I can say. If you know, you know. If you are not ready to have children, when I mean ready, I mean financially ready to have children, go and relax. Go and relax. Because to be very unfair for you to give birth to kids and you're not going to be able to take care of them, like, it's because they didn't ask to be brought to this world, right? So you bringing them out, you get ready to spend. You will spend money. It's just, you will spend money regardless whether you like it or not. You're going to spend money. Kids are expensive. Kids are expensive. Before we now enter healthcare, you now come and have a child that maybe is like a special needs child, or that needs extra attention, or maybe just needs some things to be able to just even survive. Even giving birth to the child. Even giving birth to the child. These days, giving birth, traveling abroad to give birth is now kind of normal. Is now a norm. But nobody talks about you buy your flight. When you're traveling to give birth, you're not going there to stay 1 week. No. You go like a month or 2 months before. You get accommodation. Stay like another extra month afterwards. Before you get their passport, all those things. Is accommodation, is money, right? Pay for hospital. Pay doctor. Pay hospital itself. Pay for medicine or whatever it is they need to get and all of that. Pay for pediatrician. Guys, kids are expensive. Anybody that is lying to you is just, don't listen to them. Kids are expensive. Giving birth to them, bringing them to this world, training them to a point where they can now fend for themselves, they are really, really expensive. That is a struggle that people don't talk about. So when you see people saying they want only 1 child, they want only 2, just leave them. Leave them alone. They know why they're saying, they're doing it according to their own pockets. Leave them alone. Don't be asking stupid questions. But how come that? Leave them. They know what they're doing. It's fine for them. No problem, right? And this brings me to my final point. This final point is going to be under this umbrella of society. And I'm going to talk about different things when I mean society. The struggles of motherhood versus society. So now let's talk about the first part. First part is, oh, is it a boy you have or is it a girl? Is the boy the first? Will you still have another girl? You know, now you have only boys, you should try giving birth to a girl. Or now you have only girls, try giving birth to a boy. Or don't do only one. One, the baby will look for a sibling now. So try and, since you have a boy now, give birth to a girl. Since you have a girl, try for a boy. It's so messed up. It is so messed up. And you just have this thing in your head where you're like, it just has to be that way. And it's affecting me as well too. I won't even lie. It's affecting me. Yes, do I want a girl? Of course I want a girl. A cute girl or a matching with, my mini me, lovely. But I can't help but think most people that see me, they're like, oh, now you have two boys. Just give birth to a girl so you know you're done. At least have a girl. You know you're done. And it's in my head too. I'm like, just give birth to a girl so you know you're done. Just give birth to a girl. So it now kind of overshadows my reason for even wanting a girl. And I find myself thinking sometimes that honestly that you want to give birth to this girl because you've told yourself or society has made you believe that now you have boys, just give birth to a girl. Just give birth to a girl so you just know that, okay, you're now done. It's a struggle because we make it look as if we're going to a supermarket to go and look for the girl. Like, we're just going there, pick, okay, now I want a girl. No, it is not. It is not straightforward. It is not straightforward like that. You don't just go and say, okay, now I'm giving birth to boys, let me give birth to a girl. Oh yeah, let's do it. Now I'm pregnant. No. Like, who lied to you guys? Who made people feel like it just works that way? It does not work that way. It's so messed up for people to think that way. Whatever God gives you, you take it. But even if you want to go that extra mile and say, you know what, I want to do IVF, I want to do sex selection, that in itself is a struggle. It's expensive and it is a struggle because you can even try it and it doesn't even work. You can try it and it will fail. But people make it look as if it's so easy. Oh yes, I'll just go and do this. That is a lie. It works for some people, no doubt. People might even do it and it work for them, but they won't tell you the struggles they went through, how it affected them, how it affected their marriage, how it affected their hormones, how they even failed few tries and they now tried again and it worked for them. Like, do you understand? These are things we don't talk about. Or don't get me started about, like I mentioned before, CS versus vaginal. Like, did you get your baby through CS or was it like through vaginal birth? Like, why? Why? Why is it so important to people how your baby came out? Like, why is that a factor? Like, why would you judge someone based on, oh, was it CS or was it through? The most important is I carried this baby. The baby was healthy. Baby came out. And you're asking me to know. Or when you answer them, they'll be like, why now? Why do you want to do CS? Why do you want to do vaginal? Why? Leave anybody to give birth to their babies the way they want to give birth to their babies. There's no way that is right or there's no way that is wrong. So long as baby comes out and baby comes out healthy, that is the most important thing. Because guess what? Some people actually go through labor for 20 hours, 20 something hours, and they eventually end up doing emergency CS. They eventually end up doing emergency CS. So what would you tell them? Why? Why did you do it? No, you would have prayed. You would have prayed to God so the baby will come out through your vagina. Why did you bother doing emergency CS? It's so messed up. Obviously, they will enter formula versus breast milk. You see people that legit look down on those that use formula on their kids. They'll be like, why are you not using breast milk? Why using formula? No, now. And these things, I blame our mothers because you see it comes maybe from your mother-in-law or from even your mother saying, no, you can't do that. No, 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 no. You get leave formula. Don't. Are you for real? Are you really for real? I'm trying to feed this baby and keep the baby alive, and you're telling me that it must be breast milk. Let me not even make it look as if my reason is that I was not supplying enough breast milk, or because my breast milk stopped, or the baby's done. What if I don't want to breastfeed the baby? Do you know it can be okay? What if I don't want to breastfeed the baby? Because of my selfish reasons, or because of my superficial reasons. Maybe I don't want my boobs to fall flat, or maybe because I don't want to feel the pain. But I'm going to feed this baby. What if you give birth to a baby and your baby ends up in the NICU and you have no choice but for them to give your baby formula? I don't know if you guys understand where I'm coming from. Like, the most important thing that this baby is fed. Of course, yes, the best choice is breast milk, no doubt. But I'm just saying we have to understand that people struggle with a lot of things. If you're going through depression and you're looking at this baby and you're thinking of ways to kill this baby and you're like, I don't want to have anything to do with this baby, but the baby is still taken care of and is still fed, you think what I'm worried about is I gave baby formula, I didn't give baby breast milk? I'm trying to survive. I'm trying not to die. Like, I'm trying not to kill the baby. I'm going through a lot of hormones. Like, things are changing. Like, my life has changed right before me. Things people never told me about. And society is just there judging you. Why would you give formula? Why would you not do exclusive? Even those that even do breast milk and formula, tell you why you mixing it. You should do exclusive. Oh, why would you stop breastfeeding your child at 6 months? Why would you stop at 8 months? You get many at least till 1 year. Why would you? If your child will be useless, your child will be useless. If your child is gonna be a useless child, your child is gonna be a useless child. If you like giving formula, if you like giving breast milk till 5 years old, that is your business. The most important thing is that you're feeding your baby right. Let's now enter the next one. Epidural or no epidural? I've talked about this, and people already know my stance on things like this. People think the more you suffer, then the stronger you are, or the more sense you have, or I don't know how to explain it, you're better than because you're suffering. Auntie, if you're genuinely not using epidural because you don't want to, like that's just your reason, you just don't want to use it, fine, no problem. But if you're not using it because you feel like it's not good, or is not what the Bible says, or religious beliefs, or what your mother said, don't use epidural, just go and push out like the Hebrew women, don't do, just feel the pain, that's how it should be, that is you being a woman, that is you be okay. Okay, no, like okay, no problem. No problem, do you, boo? Whatever works for you, boo. Do you, boo? But do not look down on anybody that decides to get epidural. Don't look down on them at all, because guess what? It is still the same mission. It is still the same thing we're trying to achieve, bringing out the baby. Whether I feel pain when I'm doing it or whether I don't feel pain while I'm doing it, the most important thing is I'm trying to bring out the baby. So you dare not, you have no right to judge me on whether I used epidural or not. Do you? Let me do me. At the end of the day, we're all bringing out the babies. Like, do you understand? Like, but these are things people constantly struggle with as well. Let's not, like, people actually struggle with it. I remember I met someone one time that was pregnant, and she asked me, oh, are you going to get epidural? I was like, yes, I'm going to. And I asked her, she was like, let my mother hear it. My mother cannot even hear it. Me. Ha, she will just kill me. I was shocked. I was shocked. I was like, so you're not getting an epidural because your mom is going to kill you? It blew my mind. It blew my mind because I was confused. I was like, are you for real? Like, okay. Okay, no problem. It's fine. I have another situation again of my friend that her husband didn't want her to get an epidural for her first child. And she didn't. And she said that the only way she could explain it was that she said she died and came back to life. But when she got pregnant for the second child, nobody even had to tell her. The way she went and told doctor, yeah, put it immediately. I said, no, don't get it. No, 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 no. Your husband, a man, is telling you not to use epidural. And I just like when it comes to things like this, your husband, whatever I decide, follow me. I just feel like, do you understand? I feel like with things like this, whatever I decide, just follow. Don't be telling me, are you the one carrying the baby? You're telling me not. The thing pained me, but the second time around, I said, no, now go and listen to him again. No, go, he's the one pushing out the baby. He says you should not do it. Everybody, we're all part of society, all of us. But I just feel like when it comes to this particular topic, motherhood, just let the woman do what she wants to do. Jesus Christ, let the woman do what she wants to do. You have no say. Stop talking. Stop being involved. And don't judge her for doing what she wants to do. The most important thing is that the baby is healthy. It's not harming the baby. So long as it's not harming the baby is okay, you know. Leave her. Free her. It does not concern you. Last but not the least, under this same society is, I feel like, especially Nigeria, we're not equipped with knowing how to deal with special needs kids. Like, whether it's in school, whether even is at home as well, or just going to social gatherings or whatever. We don't know how to deal with special needs kids. And it's not, I'm not even talking about like Down syndrome, like those obvious ones. I'm not even talking about that. Even that, to be honest, we don't even know how to deal with it. But it might even be little ones, like autistic babies or like ADHD babies. Like, there's so many things that we don't know how to handle. And to be honest, some of us will even sit and think it's something we pray about, or we say, God forbid my child doesn't have it, and we're trying to pray about it. But I'm like, we need to be more exposed about things like this, do our research, and actually follow it that way. Nobody's saying don't pray, but follow it, like, based on what you've seen, what your doctor has told you, and work on it. And we just need to equip ourselves with institutions, whether it's school, whether it's gatherings, whatever it is, to follow kids that way and not make them feel like they're not normal, or look down on them and be like, I don't know how to deal with this. So even with nannies, with helps, all of that, like, I feel like we're not equipped with it, and most parents really struggle with that, to be honest, where they just feel helpless. They don't know how to deal with it. They feel like isolated. They feel like they can't take their kids out. I know for the most part, growing up, anytime I see like families where they have like a Down syndrome child, they don't bring the child out. It's almost like a taboo. Not like a taboo, but it feels like something they're ashamed of. Like they're gonna hide the child. The child cannot come out. You don't want them to know that you have like a sibling that has like Down syndrome, or you have a child with that. And I think it's just because we just don't know how to handle it. We don't know how to deal with it. And it's really sad and really unfortunate, because abroad you see them living their best lives. Like these days of, you even see them being models. Like they're out there, they're acting movies. Like, do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, it's normal, because they've kind of educated themselves on how to deal with things like that, and make people understand that they're still normal, even if they have issues with certain things, but they find a way to deal with it. But here we just don't know how to deal with it, and it really affects a lot of people here. But yeah, those are things people don't talk about as well. They just make it look as if it's normal, like whatever struggles they're going through is normal. But I promise you, it is not normal, and I am with you. Whatever it is you're going through, trying to give birth, being pregnant, feeling like things have changed, hating your partner, hating people around you, having bad thoughts about your kids, feeling like you're not doing enough, feeling like you're the worst mom, having the mom guilt, feeling like you don't have any kind of help, feeling alone. This video is just to let you know that I get it. And I'm sure there are other women there that gets it. Like, we all get it. But the only thing I can tell you is that you're doing great, honey. You are doing great. So long as that child is breathing every day, that child is alive every day, that child is just seeing a new day every day, and the child is good, you're doing a great job. And you'll be fine. You'll be fine. A time will come in your life where you will say, do you know what? This child has grown finally. This child now understands, there's a way, like you just feel a huge body leave your body at some point in your life. So if you're going through that phase where you feel like it's still new, it's still early, don't know what you're doing, you'll be fine. I promise you'll be fine. And if you can, try as much as possible to put yourself first, put your feelings first. If you have a partner that is very involved in your marriage, try and give him part of the burden. Tell him, take care of the children too. I cannot kill myself. Stay here, I want to go out with the girls. Stay with your children. If you have the opportunity to have nannies, helps, whatever, even though you're going to shout and complain, but trust me, it helps. It goes a long way, where you can just keep them and just sleep. It must not even be so you can go out. It's just so you can even sleep, press your phone, not think about them. It helps as well. So yeah, basically, like I said, I cannot finish talking about the struggles. If there's anything I'm missing, anything I'm forgetting, or that I don't even know about, talk about it down in the comment section. Like, I'm there, I'm going to watch it, I'm going to reply, I'm going to learn new things as well, because there's so many things we struggle with as women and as mothers that we don't talk about, because society has made it look as if it should be normal. Like, are you the first one to give birth? Oh, why are you talking about this? Oh, it's a lie. It's a big lie, to be honest. But we're here, we're surviving, because guess what? We're superhumans. We are superhumans. We are the, what they call it? We are the superior species. And I don't take that for granted. I'm very grateful for my two kids. I'm very grateful for my experience. And I'm just thankful to be a mother, to be honest. Of course, there are so many upsides to being a mother. So many. But I just want you guys to understand that there are downsides as well, and there are struggles that we face every single day of our lives. But as long as God is there, so long as we're willing to keep on doing better and to just keep on trying to make sure the kids are okay, we're fine. So thank you guys so much for this video, and I hope to see you guys in my next. Okay, bye.